So it might be a little bit early. So let's see. Hi, guys. I'm just trying to find myself. I found it, and you're going to see me. I'm under the light, and that's okay. Just because so I'm able to see you. But how are you guys? I hope you guys are okay. It might be a little bit early, so let me just move myself back to Zoom where I can see myself, and then I'll see that I'm doing okay. Okay, it's fine. Everything is working fine. So, hi guys, how are you? I'm Nathalie, as I think a few of you know. So we are gonna go live. Well, actually, we're going live right now. We're just gonna wait for Heather, who is gonna be helping us as PinkFresh Studio. And I'm gonna see if I find some of them comments. I was going to say messages, comments before, we start, we flip the camera, and you're going to see me that I'm finding the light, because I'm actually trying to use the natural light of my apartment, and you're going to see the mess behind, because you might see the dog walking around. There's a lot of toys, my daughter's guitar. I turn off the TV. But hi, Betsy. So like I said, we're going to wait for Heather a little bit. I know she's around. But she's going to be the one that is going to help me answer questions, because I won't be able to see a lot of your questions. But hi, how's everybody going? Hi, Candice. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're going to work with some of the new collections. We're going to chat a little bit more. I know a little bit early, like I said, it's just I wanted to make sure that everything was working, because let me move so that you can see my face and not the light. I'm working out of a new laptop, and things get upgraded every single time. So I just wanted to make sure that we're safe and, everything's working. But I'm so glad you're here in case, it's not that I'm not reading your names. Like Sherry, Candice, Stephanie, Betsy. Like I said, we're going to wait a few more minutes before Heather comes on. Then we're going to flip the camera. We're going to keep talking. Hi, Lisa. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to create. But don't forget to, comment and share the feed. Hi, Heather. There's Heather. You would pick up a winner at the end of the project for a gift certificate to the shop. So like I was saying, I'm glad you all are here. As always, we are going to we're going to finish the project. I did a little bit of work ahead of time because I know I want to finish the project. We're going to work on something fun, something a little bit different, which is, the lines that I always use. But I'm glad you guys are okay. Remember, like I said, any comments, I'm going to try my best to read them and look up and read them while I'm working, trying to keep the track of the comment at the same time that I'm working. But I'm so glad you guys are here. You guys see the light is moving. It's really windy here in Toronto today. So that means that the clouds are shifting. And so you're going to see light come in and out. But I work better with natural light. So, it's better. So remember to comment. Also remember that there's a blog hop and an IG hop going on for the collections, the new collections. We're going to use one of them today, but there's a lot of inspiration going, especially with Scrapbook, or you do cards with paper and the new collections. Make sure you check them out, because there's gift certificates. You can win the entire collections too. So I see that Heather's here. I'm going to flip the camera, and today we're going to work on something. You're going to see a lot of Happy Heart, which is a beautiful collection and very flowery. Instead, this time around, and I love it. I do love the collections, but we're going to work with Life Right Now. It just you saw my face. I was like, what's the name of the collection? But it blew my mind for 2 seconds. Life Right Now. We're going to do actually a masculine layout, because I actually have 2 children, 3 with the dog. My son, who is right now 2 walls behind here in his room, working from his office, that's where he works for. Hi. And so people don't think that I only have a daughter, because there's a lot of pictures of my daughter that circulate, because you tend to use flowers. But I also have a son, and I have actually a Boston Terrier who happens to be also a boy. So I thought that we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna switch it and do something a little bit masculine, an idea. And I think you're gonna like it. And I borrowed an idea from a product that I bought in the winter. So I'm gonna flip the camera, and then I'm gonna go stand next to my TV, because I'm on the other side of the table. So give me 1 second, okay? Bear with me, guys. So let's see. I'm gonna flip the camera here, and I think you're gonna see my work table right there. There we go. So I think the light is working. Let me just add more light for you guys to see. Oh, don't tell me this is an auto. Okay. Let me fix that because I think I can do it right now. Okay, kill the autofocus. There we go. And I think we're fine now. Okay, let me just close this. Okay, we're working fine. So let me just flip the laptop so I can see you. And I'm yelling because the microphone's all the way over there. So how are you guys? Let me just fix this and I'm able to see you. So like I was saying, today we're going to work with life right now because I think the collection is beautiful. If you're an everyday documenter, you create like paper crafting projects that you create, I think this collection is perfect because it documents the happy and then also happy times. And if you have been anywhere close to my projects, you will know that I document life every day. And there's a lot of happy times sometimes around me, and you're gonna see. So what I pulled already, and you see my, I think everything is fine. If you don't see it, I think I can make it closer. I think the light, everything is fine. Let me just give you more light so you guys can see better. So bear with me for 1 second. I'm just moving the light so you can see it better. And I think that's better. Okay. So we're set here. Let's move the mouse. Okay. Let me just make this bigger so I can see you guys. Of course, I already moved something and the connection is, usual Natalie, something's moving around. So don't worry about it. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure that I don't lose you guys. And then I'm able to see you and everything. So let's see, who do I have here? Okay, so let me just see you guys live streaming. Perfect. And I'm going to pull my camera, making sure that I can see your comments because right now, for some reason, I cannot see it. Okay, and I'm back. I see your comments and then we are perfect. Okay, and I want to make sure that I see enough light. Perfect. So like I said, we're going to work today with, this is live right now. And I have the collection here. I have the papers. I work a bit ahead so you guys can see what we're going to create. So what I pulled today is the Shaker Start Essential Die Set. And this is going to be the basis for a layout. So I wanted something, like I said, masculine for today. I'm going to show you the pictures. I pulled quite a few pictures and you guys are going to laugh because this is what happens when you, I thought about this, my son playing video games, but no. Instead, we're going to go with, this is how my son works. And like I said, he's in the room right now. So I know that he's probably going, oh God, the woman is talking about me. But yeah, the woman, as in AKA his mother, is talking about him. And this is my son. This is how he works. He has a bunk bed in his room. So this is him. See his feet up in the air. Here, like there's a microphone, there's lights, there's a lot of music. That's what happens when you work from home. So this is life as it's happening right now. This is like how I find my son on a regular basis. And if you're going to see here, you're going to see like jackets hanging because I kind of have to hide to take the picture because he's 21, so he's not that fond of photos anymore. So just so you have an idea what I have to deal with my children. There we go. I'm just reading the comments. I know Heather's taking care of it. So thank you, Heather, for helping. So my idea today is I want to use the start, like the shaker start to create embellishments for the layout. So we're going to start with that. Okay, so let's just move some of the stuff here. Hopefully I don't make things magically disappear because I'm good at that. You guys know that. So I did, like I said, I did a little bit of work ahead of time. I actually went ahead and used, I'm going to use the large die and the small die, but mostly the large one. I went ahead and cut up some of the papers because I didn't want to bring my die cutting machine on the table. Just, it's messy as it is. So I cut like I went for more of the masculine palette. And I pretty much like cut one large star from each of the papers. You're going to see that I'm going to tell you the names if you want to. But I pretty much cut them from all the papers. So the one paper that I cut it from, because I have everything here, the blue one comes from Right Now. The yellow one is Perfectly Imperfect, and the B side has the arrows. The pink one here is Go With The Flow. So it's kind of a reddish tone, and that's what we're going to use. The one here is the grayish one comes from Spark Joy. The B side has these beautiful gray tones, which is what we're going to use. I'm going to use these large words. And then I'm thinking that maybe I do this the background. I don't know yet. So I've already put cardstock and everything. So now let's go back into the project. Let's clean this up. So like I said, I cut my papers. I also cut some of the stars, like I said, the large stars, out of vellum. Okay. And if you are like do what do you call it, December daily, and Ali Edwards has, she has a December daily album. I have never been able to get it because it was sold out by the time I come in. She has this star mini kit, and it has this vellum stars that fill with sequins. So I thought I can do that, but I'm gonna fill them actually with crystals, okay? Because I want something a little bit more fun. So what I've done is I have used a large die. This is the Shaker Star Essential Die Set from PinkFresh Studio. I've cut it 6 times out of vellum, okay? I'm gonna use 2 to create my shaker pocket. So I'm just gonna put it back, and you're gonna see how I keep any leftover stars. I have them at the back so I can use them in any project. So you already have 2 here. So this one I've used some yellow, green, and blue. This one has orange, a little bit of that brown tone. I didn't put that many because the crystals actually make it a little bit, you're gonna see there's a little point here just because there's a crystal. I thought about using I actually played around with this. I thought about using the gems, which are the ones that the flat bottom, but those ones did not like shake nicely as this one does. And it actually, when you put the vellum, it loses the shine. This one stays a little bit more translucent, so that's why I stay with the crystal. So I did, like I said, I did a little bit of work ahead of time. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, again, I did some work here too. One of my favorite things to use to glue things together, especially when I want something that is gonna be resistant, is to use red line tape. And I have different widths here. So this is 1 millimeter. I have 2 millimeter, which is what I'm gonna use for this, okay? So I just want something really small. I don't want something that's gonna show. So like I said, I have already red, green, and oh my God, not red, green, yellow, green, and blue on this one. I have orange, there's no red, it's like this brownish tone. I'm gonna show you. I have, this one has these 2 blues, a little bit of green, and some yellow, just a few, I don't need that many. This one here has the yellow, the orange, and some of this brownish tone because they are in the collection. So my idea here is there's a little bit of red, and I haven't tried it, to be honest. I thought I'll do it here. So one of the things you have to remember is that the gems, they come in different sizes. So they're not one size, all of them. There's, I'm gonna see if you can see it. I'm gonna try to pick the small ones from here. So I'm gonna put some red here. I don't think I wanna go with red, but just to try it, we're gonna see. See, like, you still see the crystal, but if you have the gems, it looked like a little brown, like a little dark dot. So that's why I went with the crystals. I think I might just sprinkle a few red just because, like I said, I have some of those in the paper, but I don't want to add green because it's gonna look Christmassy, but I am gonna add a little bit more blue just because I want to make it a little bit more masculine, yeah? So let me just see. And I hope, like I said, I haven't bought the kit yet, but I like the colors of it. So I thought that this would be a great idea if you create cards, if you do like a 4th of July. Remember, I'm in Canada, so we don't celebrate as much here. It's not such a big celebration as it is in the States. Fireworks, yes, there's fireworks, but they're not like long and as beautiful as they are in the States. But I thought it would be a great idea for Christmas, for card makers. So, we're just going to keep working on this. So I'm gonna add, because like I said, I am working with something a little bit different. They have a little bit of dimension, these crystals. I am not gonna add as many, just a few. That's all I'm gonna need. If you add sequin, which is which is how I've seen them, then you can add a little bit more, just because sequin is a little bit flat, so you'll be able to have them more fuller. Is that the word that I'm trying to say? Yeah, you'll be able to have fuller stars. In this case, not because of the dimensions. I'm gonna put down my gems, I'm gonna put them away. And I'm just bringing the colors that I cut on the paper already. So what I've done, and I'm probably gonna move them like I did in the other one. So I'm gonna just move my gems over here. And I already started running some of the red line tape. And I found that this is the best way to glue vellum together without being like, so it doesn't look as bad as when you put glue. Sometimes vellum, if you add glue, it will create like that bubble look because it is a synthetic material that tends to like react as paper with water. So instead of, creating that, I'm just gonna go with the red line tape. It's super secure, so nothing is gonna come out. And like I said, if you wanted to do this with a sequin, then this is a great way to actually add it to close it. You can stitch it, but because these stars already have that stitched look in the design, the red line tape is probably the only thing you're gonna need. So very simple. This is gonna be my seal. All I'm gonna do right now is just peel the red tape. It sounds bad, but there's like I think the name comes from that. The backing of the tape is this little red, super fine plastic that you're gonna see gluing, sticking to my fingers. So I'm just, doing this right now, and I hope like I'm looking at the comments. Yeah, the papers are beautiful. I'm just gonna clean it on my pants. So if you see me like anybody that lives around this area, which I don't know anybody, but if you see me walking around with little red paper stuck to my legs, it's just the backing of this of the red line tape. Simple as that. Now, if you decide to use sequins for this, because you can actually create them and poke holes in them, like punch a hole and like make it into like something that is hanging, and you fill it with a sequin in this case, which what we use it. Just make sure that the hole that you punch is smaller than your sequin, so then you know that none of the sequin are gonna come out. So all I'm gonna do is just line it up, and you're gonna see that it's gonna become a little bit, okay, so just make sure that I flatten the edges. They're not gonna move as much, but you get the idea. So I have three, pretty much all the colors that I'm using. And I already have all my papers cut here. You're gonna see that I even have smaller pieces of vellum, the smaller stars. So I'm gonna put them all together here so I don't lose it. And let me just move this stuff out of the way so we have a clean desk. So my idea, let's go back into the papers. Let's pull them here. Move this to the side. Like I said, when I created the layout, I thought about using the two photos together just because it gives me a contrast to, I'm going to use that kind of a horizontal design. So that's going to give me like the intersecting point that's going to bring the attention to the photo. So I'm thinking that I'm going to go with the vertical. I thought about doing the three, but it's too much. So I'm going to go with the two. Again, let's put stuff away. And let's start setting up this idea. So when I photograph like the sample, not the sample, but the paper, how do you say it? The invitation, I put some navy cardstock. I already had pulled white. This is white cardstock, which I thought it would be great for the base of this layout. So, but I'm thinking that maybe a darker color might work. So I have some cardstock here on the side. Let me show that I will disconnect from you guys while I'm doing that. Because I thought that maybe a darker color would work better. So I put some cardstock. So if you hear some rustling, it's just me going through the cardstock. Just kind of thought that maybe, just to have some of the papers pop, I might need to use something like a blue tone. I don't want to use pattern paper because the stars are cut out of pattern paper. So you want something that's a little bit more plain for the background. And today is going to be all about working with papers and embellishments because this collection has some pretty cute embellishments. So let me just find, there was another paper that I had thought about it. So I'm just pulling some of the, so I'm pulling some gray, some blue. We're just gonna try it out because it's like I said, the second part of this layout, the first one is creating the little stars and stuff like that. And that's not gonna take you, well, it's gonna take you a little while to have the shaker stars ready. But after that, you'll be able to just put it all together. So here's the last paper. So I pulled a few papers from my, like I said, this is white cardstock. And these tones just match the tones in the papers. This is just, what color is this? This is blue. It's a light blue. I have some gray, and I also have this like tealish tone. So I'm gonna set them aside for now, okay? Because I'm gonna start setting up the idea for this. I do want to take advantage of these long titles, okay? So I think they were fun. You can stitch them. As you're gonna see, my collection is well loved because I love the collections. Like I said, I do like flowers, but I think this collection is just so perfect for any type of documenting, like any type. And today we're going to document with no flowers, which is a first for me doing the live because I document with a lot of flowers. So I thought that we can use this as part of the title. It's not going to be the title. It's going to be part of the title. So because, like I said, these are going to read horizontally. That's what I want with pictures are in a vertical position so that when they intersect, the attention is going to be to the point where they intersect. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So design principle 101 here. Okay. So I thought about the purple and I thought about the story, another chapter story of my life. But the more I looked at it, I think I like this here, my favorite place to be, because trust me, he spends a lot of time there. So this is going to be part of my title. I already know that. So let's start by cutting that apart. I thought about Fussy cutting it. I don't know yet. You know, when I set up the idea, I don't cut ahead of time. I like kind of lay pieces together so I know what works. I know this is going to work. I'm just going to take out the piece that I think, you know, we're going to need. So right there. And then one thing that I was going to mention to you guys, did you guys check the announcement from PinkFresh Studio? They're going to have a scrapbook weekend. So excited about. It's going to be so much fun, you know, get to create some projects, you know, using exclusive products from PinkFresh Studio. So make sure you check that out. I don't know when the, oh my God, what's the name? The registration starts for that, but keep your eye for that. It is coming, you know. Let me see. Hi, Glenda. And she's my friend from Vicky Boutin group. A lot of these people I know from, like, you know, Vicky Boutin and a lot of other groups. So hi, thank you for being here. So this is kind of my idea. So you're going to see slowly how I'm going to shape my layout. Okay, so here's where this comes into play. And I always have, you know, a few papers. I like the white, and I'm going to show you what the white will work. But if you're, like, you know, not a fan of white, again, like I said, you want to go with like either like a solid pattern paper or something that is like a color background, but not a pattern paper, just because you're going to add, it's going to be quite heavy on embellishments. So see, there's another one that will work. These are the colors in the collection. The gray actually works really well too, because everything that you're going to put on top of it is going to pop. I'm going to show you just quickly. So I'm just going to give you a few options. Even for me, I'm looking at this right now. So you see how it's going to work. Okay, so the gray works, the green works, the white works. I kind of like the white because I like the purity of the background that way. But just so you have an idea that there is some options. So I'm not going to put them to the side. I am going to keep them because, like I said, I set this up, haven't, like, you know, totally committed to something. But we're going to work on the white just to, you know, cut. So let's put this here. Like I said, I'm thinking that we might Fussy cut the letters around it. I don't know yet. But what I do know is that I want to add more paper on the background. Okay. I want to create the horizontal look of the paper so that my picture, when it goes vertically, is going to be like the pop on the page. So for that, I am actually going to bring some of the papers. Okay. And when I looked at this, I thought maybe I'll do stripes of paper, but then you have to think that this is how it works, literally. Okay, so I thought that this paper is going to be perfect because it has all the colors in the collection. So I'm either thinking that we can go, I'm thinking that we can go with the lines this way, but I thought that it would be a little bit more fun to have them going this way. Okay, so again, like I said, this is how I set up my ideas for project. Okay, so I'm thinking that works. So okay, so I'm going to have my title. I'm going to have my photos. I'm just working the idea right now. Okay, let's just move this here a little bit more. And then I'm going to bring in the stars. Okay, this is going to be a very quick project. Well, I'm hoping, because I'm sure Heather's going, please stay under an hour. So, you know, but it's going to be a fun one. So I'm thinking stripes of paper. We're going to put more than just this paper, but I think this is going to be what is going to anchor my page, just because it has that gray tone that I have in the photos. It has all the colors of the collection, which are pretty much the colors that I want to use. And I think, like, we're going to cut a strip. It's not going to be the whole thing. It's just going to be a strip. The photos are going to be there, and the stars are pretty much going to go in the same direction. So they're going to go in on the horizontal line. So keep that in mind, okay? Like I said, we want to make sure that what we put vertically is the photos, and make sure that the stars run pretty much at the half line between the two photos, so that when they intersect, that's where your eye is going to be gripped to, okay? So let's set up this idea, then we know how it's going to work. Okay, so I have some green stars, and I have the small stars here. They're on the side. I want to try to, because I have yellow, I don't want to put the yellow paper here because I have the yellow in the title. So they might go here. Okay, so you're going to see how I'm setting it up. And I make sure that when I cut the pink star or the red star, whichever way you want to see it, I make sure that that I did not cut the word out. So I make sure that I kept the little sentiment that says, let's stay home, because that's pretty much, because of the pandemic, my son is doing his co-op year. So he works for a bank here in Canada for his co-op, but he's doing it from home from now while he's studying at night too. Yeah, so trying to finish his degree. He's in his last months of work because he's actually going to speed his, what do you call it? Well, his courses, he only has like one more term, but he's going to speed it up to make sure to finish by the summer, maybe a little bit later than that, but before the next year, because he already has some work offers. So he needs to get his degree as soon as possible. So I'm just going, to start setting up. So remember, I'm going to fussy cut this, I'm not committed to the stripe. So just so you have an idea, the stars are actually going to be part of my design. They're not going to show all the time. They're going to like just, be here and there. So I'm just saying, like I said, we're setting up the project. And remember, you want 3 stars because it has to repeat. Think of it as, always think of it as a wave. Think of it like, you want to create a zigzag look. So 1 star there, 1 star is going to be here somehow, and another one is going to come back up here. So you see how I'm creating my zigzag? Okay, so by that, I'm just making your eye go boom, 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 like it's going to go like this. You're going to look at the picture, it's going to end. So you look what it looks, and then we're going to add embellishment. So that's pretty much what it's going to look like. Now, what we're going to do right now is just, and again, tell me what looks better, because on gray, which I do like, I think it makes everything pop nicely. I think the gray looks nice. So start commenting, because I'm going to read the comments on this one, on this tealish tone, which I'm not loving. So let's get rid of this one. So our choices are white, gray, or blue. So I'm going to put it the way I usually work. So tell me what pops more for you guys. I'm going to tell you that I actually like the gray. And I'm a person that loves a lot of white, but I actually like the gray. I think it makes everything else pop. So I'm going to give you 2 seconds to make a decision while I start cutting paper. So tell me what you like better, the gray, the white, or the blue. I'm open to like working in any one of them because all 3 of them work. So till you guys, I'm going to read the comments. I'm actually going to clean up my little mess here so that I have a clean thing. So let's see. I see any comments? Oh, I'm just reading. Okay, so yeah. The gray, yeah, I'm thinking the gray looks better. Yeah, the dark gray, yeah. I'm thinking it just makes everything, I do like the blue too. I like the gray. It's good, the gray, because we always do on white or like blush. But I think we're going to do a little bit more like, that it's just going to be very powerful for this page. So let's put this aside. 1 second, guys. Let me get just one drink. I have my bottle of water there. So if you see me, the reaches, put my bottle there. So I like this. See how nice it pops? So let's start committing to stuff right now. Okay, let's just move this stuff out of the way. Clean up the desk. And there we go. So this cardstock here is actually from Basel. It's a smooth cardstock, because I know somebody's going to ask me, what are you using? And it kind of has a little bit of an ombre effect. I don't know if you can see it. And it has 2 sides. Let's try this. The name of this is Sugar Wafer Ombre. It's from Basel, and it's a smooth cardstock. I have a lot of cardstock in my collection, in my stash. So I just thought I pulled a few colors that I thought it was going to work for this. I'm just taking out the branding bar. Okay, so let's see. I think why this cardstock works is because it has that kind of a ombre effect. So you can see it now better now that I cut it, I think. Let me just move this. I see it's a bit crooked. There we go. Now we're straight. Yeah. So I like the fact that it's darker and lighter. So Works fine. Oh, I like it. Now let's see. I'm just gonna flip the paper here because I think it might work. I like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna move this up and we're gonna start cutting this. So trim the branding code of this too. You see, like I told you, the little red pieces are gonna be everywhere now. They're in my pants. I can see them. You guys can, but I can see them. They're stuck to my pants because I just kind of wipe my hand on my pants to get rid of that little plastic film. So they're stuck there. So I'm just reading the comments here. I think it's an old cardstock, Lisa, that I had on my stash. Like I said, I have quite a bit of cardstock, not something healthy, because I use quite a bit of it. I'm going to cut around 2 inches of this. I just want to make sure that the word here fits maybe a little bit more. Let's be safer. So let's go with, and this is the one that has all this, what do you call them? Like iPhone, it's not even an iPhone. It's like those, it looks like, actually, it looks like what do you call it? Oh my God, I'm thinking iPhone, but it's not an iPhone, an iPod. It looks like an iPod screen from back in the day. So I am actually going to, I was thinking 2 inches. The height of the letter is around an inch. Let's making sure, around 1.5 inches, less than that actually. So I'm gonna say around maybe 3, let's start with 3 inches. Okay, just to be safe. And I want to cut it against the grain of the lines. So lines are going horizontally because that's the way the paper will read. So lines will go horizontally. I'm going to cut it so the lines, I have vertical lines. I want to have all the colors of the rainbow for my page. So like I said, let's start with, I think 3 inches should be perfect for this. So 3 inches, let's make sure that I don't cut the B side that I'm going to need. Yeah, let's cut this way because I see a feature in one of those cards there. So 3 inches here. Okay. Put this aside for now and go ahead. Okay. So, oh yeah, this makes everything pop nicely. I like this. Okay, so you see the 3 inches are going to be right there. My photo is going to help me make everything nice and center and straight. Yay. So I'm just setting up the idea. Again, remember this here. I might leave it as, as is, but no, I think I have to fussy cut it because I don't know yet. But like I said, this is going to be just part of the idea. It's not the entire idea. So that's not going to be my title. And remember that everything that I'm using, like all the links to the shop for the materials that I'm using, besides the cardstock, are in the description. So, for the papers, the dies, everything from the shop, you can find them in the description of this project. So green and yellow, we're gonna put right here. Remember, because I have yellow over here. So we're just setting up this, just because I have the green here. I'm color block a little bit. So I have the green stripe here. So I'm gonna bring some of the green here. Some of the blue, colorblind for 2 seconds there. I'm gonna put some of the blue here. And here's where the little stars are gonna come into place. And I cut around 1 or 2 of each of the same papers. Because I have that green, I might actually just add a green one. I kind of move this a little bit more towards the center. So I might just add it like here, or just for now. I'm not gluing anything yet. So you see how I have a little bit of yellow here? Again, I was very mindful of how I cut my paper. So whenever I had like words, I make sure that at least I can read part of the word. When I cut my stars, I should say. So I know that this is gonna probably go somewhere there. This yellow star is gonna, remember, zigzag, so they're gonna have to have one here. So they're not completely straight. Again, a little bit more of the green. So we're gonna probably just kind of put it right here. I'm trying not to move stuff. So, it doesn't have to be completely straight. I just want, create the movement. So I might have to put, remember, I have the red and blue right here. So I'm gonna put the red and blue star here. And then I might just bring some of this gray because I have the gray here. So I might just kind of pump this a little bit more. And then this red, I might just go like there. So here's my idea. Let's move this out. I might have space to move this a little bit more here. See now how it changes now that your papers are cut? I do have to cut this. So let's start by cutting that. Let's take this. Let me get my small scissors. And oh, somebody's leaving. Have a good day. Thank you for being here. I know it's, not the most convenient of time. So when I cut, I'm going to fussy cut the letters. I'm going to make sure that I leave a little bit of an offset. And I'm doing that because I have pattern paper on the background. Having the bit of the offset is just going to make sure that the letters don't get lost in the busyness of the pattern paper, or they're going to pop a little bit more. So be mindful of that. Now, the key here is that there is a word and there is like a script word on top of it. So I'm just going to be careful not to cut that. And that's going to be what is going to link all these letters together. So I'm going to speed it up and, make sure you let me know if I am doing okay on, not talking too fast, because that's something I do a lot. And also you can tell me what you're watching on TV, because I'm going to tell you that I am watching. I was so excited, and it's not trashy, but I like it. I'm watching Bridgerton. The second part is live on Netflix as of today. And today my daughter had a 5:30 in the morning shift because she is a manager at a supermarket. So of course, as a good parent, you make sure that you wake up so that you see your kids leave, especially because my husband was actually the one taking her to work and then going to work himself. So since I was up so early, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna lay in bed and probably take a nap, which it never happens. I don't know if you guys are like, I know a few people that are like, oh, I'm going back to bed, I'm sleeping. I find it really hard to go back to sleep knowing that they're not home. So instead, I just turn on the TV, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna put some Netflix, because I watch a lot of Spanish TV, and I was like, oh, Bridgerton's on. So I put it on, and oh my God, the first one was like a little bit like, it was good, but I read those books too. So I think it's like, the fact that I read them too. I was watching, and I'm like in chapter 5 already, episode 5. So not chapter 5, episode 5. And I'm like, oh, I need to go back to see them. Not a good thing, because I will probably put if you put a book in front of me, I don't care. I'll stay until 5 in the morning just so I finish it. I'm really good at, I'm a fast reader, but like when there's something that I enjoy, like watching, again, I can watch it like the entire day. I would don't care if you have to eat dinner. My son's probably going, yeah, she's right. But I will watch it. And that's one of the bad things about Netflix, is that you can binge watch the whole thing in one single sit. And that's what's happening. And I'm just like going, oh, let's finish this, because you can watch, the rest of Bridgerton before the day is over. So tell me what you guys are watching. I find that the noise. Yeah, the noise that TV creates, the volume for me is just like background company. Since my kids were little, I'm a stay-at-home mom. So I found that once they went to school, well, I used to volunteer at the school. I used to work at the school too, but it wasn't full-time. It was just part-time. So the TV became kind of the background noise when I'm cleaning and stuff like that. So the TV is always on. Doesn't mean that I know what's happening. It's just kind of my company. That's the best way to say it. But now that the kids are older, I don't have to go to work, and I do a lot of this from home. I find that I pay more attention to what's being played. So there we go. Okay, so here, see, much better. So I think I need to cut a little bit of the extra is here. And I'm being very careful because I don't want that much white space. If I wasn't live, trust me, I'd be pulling my X-Acto knife and taking the inside of the E of the R too, but that's called being extra, and and it might happen. So don't be surprised if you see the final project and there's a space of the R, being empty out. So there we go. So you're gonna see, like I said, that's not my title. It is part of my title. Okay, so now that we have things are gonna be easier to set up. So the stripe of paper, so let's start let's start already gluing places and things in place. So let's just move things. Let's move this photo. I'm not gonna put it right on center. It's a little bit off. So this is 12 by 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to say around a 5.5 from the bottom. My glue here. You're going to see that I'm not putting glue right on at the edges. I'm leaving that empty in case I need to tuck things underneath. So like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5 from the bottom. 4, 5, 5.5 from the bottom. And that's the advantage of having, paper that is going to go flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5. So, okay, it's going to sit there. Remember, I'm just going to use my nail a little bit just to kind of ruffle the edge softly, just lifting it up a little bit. So, just reading some of the comments. Oh, I don't know who you are, Elizabeth Haynes. Now I'm going to have to look online, see what card you've created, because now I'm curious. Okay. Oh, you have to watch your lives with Heather and Leah. Yeah, you have to watch her lives. Their lives are always, inspiring. And if you saw the one this week, they actually peaked products that are coming on Monday. The products are beautiful. So I'm just gonna remind you of that. If we have time, I'll bring some of the stuff that I have to because it is beautiful. So remember, Monday at 8, is it 8:30, Heather? Central time? The blog hub will go live and you see lots of new products that are coming to PinkFresh Studio, and they're beautiful. So now we can start setting up stuff. Now it's all gonna be about embellishing. Okay, so I have already here my ephemera pack. I don't know if you can see it. I have my Puffy stickers. We're gonna have to glue the stars along with the embellishment. I also have my cardstock stickers, and like I said, today it's gonna be a fun one, and not a too long one. I'm hoping. Because again, guys, I have to go finish watching Bridgerton today, and it's not a joke. I probably, watch it while I'm making dinner and stuff like that. But let me just move stuff out of the way because I want to make sure that it's nothing messy. That I try to keep everything clean. My table is semi-clean. So I'm going to pull out all my embellishments because I want to have them handy. So I know that, nothing is going to get lost. And you're going to see that I actually have my coffee letters because that's what I'm going to create part of my title. So let's get started. I do need to make sure that my picture pops. So I have to add something behind it to make them pop. Usually, I'm going to tell you that I add some chipboard. So give me 1 second. I forgot to break it. And this chipboard is the one that comes behind your paper, your pattern paper orders whenever you order from the major online stores. I do want to give it a little bit of make it stand out from the page. So for that, I'm just going to add a piece of chipboard behind it. You can also use the frames, but I thought that I was thinking about actually adding the frame and just framing the photos. And I do like the fact that this one and this one actually frame the photo and take away a lot of the background. So we might do that. Okay, but I am going to use some of these embellishments in here. So let's start by adding the photo. By cutting this. I'm just going to guesstimate. Okay, not a perfect science. So what you guys have been watching on TV lately? Just like I said, tell me what's good background noise. That's the best way that I can call it. The TV for me is background noise. So tell me what's good. That it's gonna be good in the background. If I look up, it's not gonna take my eyes from what I'm doing. So, what book have you been reading? Because there's another thing that I enjoy doing. It's reading. I'm in book number. Wait, let me see. 40 for the year, I think, or 37 for the year. I read that many books. I'm a fast reader. So that's probably why I have bags in my eyes, because I read at night when I should be sleeping. So there we go. So you see how that little bit of chipboard just adds that height that I'm looking for. All it takes is that. Okay. Who's that? Yeah. You've checked the new releases. They're beautiful. Wait till you see Monday. If you're a card maker, they're perfect for card making. If you're a scrapbooker or any other paper crafting project, they're even better. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so I think you already got a pick. If you were part of the Cars for Ukraine, was it on auction? Actually, PinkFresh Studio donated the entire March release to the cause. So you can check pics of that. If not, go check in the PinkFresh Studio Facebook and Instagram stories. You're gonna see sneaks of what's coming up. So make sure you check that out. So my photos are ready. My title's ready. I know that I have to pop it up, so might as well start doing that. So I have some of my best friends here, which is foam adhesive, because that's probably one of the most used things in my scrapbooking. On this type of scrapbooking, on my pages, on my my journals, there is not that much of adhesive because they go in little journals or albums. So I try not to use that much. I'm not gonna say I don't. I try not to use as much. So I'm just making sure that everything is set here, so I can glue it nicely in place. I have the smaller pieces, and I have quite a few different heights, widths. I don't know what you call them, of what is this, foam adhesive, so that I can create those different dimensions on my page. Okay, so my title is gonna sit right there. So you see slowly how this is shaping up. Okay, not my title. I keep saying my title, but it's not my title. It's part of the title. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work. The frames, actually, I think they're gonna work, because like I said, I'm gonna get it closer so you see it. See the jacket hanging? Because when I pass by and he's not looking, that's when I take the picture. Because if I say oh, if he hears the camera, he'll turn around and all I see is the back of the chair. So I have to keep walking with my phone and I kind of flash it. And that's what you see, like jackets hanging. Like, again, this is real life. So I want to get the eye more focused on the picture. So I'm thinking that I need to frame it. You're gonna break the budget on Monday? Yeah, trust me. I got a few pieces from the collection, but I think I need more because I didn't get them all. Heather was very kind and very generous with Kinari to send some of the pieces, but after I looked at them, I was like, I should have got that and I should have got the other one. But so let's see. Okay, for now, that is not gonna be my main thing. So let's start with the stars. So I know this is gonna sit here, so I might as well go ahead and glue it. Okay, quite a bit because I want to make sure that it's in place. So you guys have budgets, like I'm like, asking for a friend that has an issue, like, staying on crafty budget. Do you have budgets that you break every month? Because I gotta be honest, my husband sees the credit card, he'd be like, what the hell did you buy? But again, I call it an investment into the future of my children who are gonna take all of this when they, they get married and leave the house. So to me, it's an investment. But my husband sees it otherwise. So let's go into the embellishing. Okay. So that's before I glue it, I'm just gonna make sure that if I put the frame, it is not going to lose it. See, I'm not gonna like the frame that much. I see it here, but then I'm looking up on the camera and I'm kind of in between. The thing is, if I put it down, it's gonna cement on the photo and I'm gonna rip it. So I wanna make sure that, actually, I don't mind it. So you know what? Let's make that choice. Let's just kind of bring the frame, the picture, especially the place right there. So making an executive choice. Okay, now to glue this, I have actually a glue dot because they go in transparent, so you won't see the dots behind it. So I'm gonna put a glue dot right there. Okay, I can only peel the backing. The whole thing is coming apart. So there we go. Glue dot there. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna add this other one here. See, so I think the frames are necessary here because thinking if I move, see how my layouts change, thinking that I might actually move the title right there. So you see how things change in a blink of an eye. But I like the frames just because like I said, there's a lot of like my sons, you can see the bunk bed, you can see the jacket. That just brings it up a little bit more. I'm thinking that I want to move my title somewhere here. See how that changes it? Like, again, I keep saying the title, but it's part of the title. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these extra ones here because I'm not going to need them. See, like I said, you have an idea, but until you start setting it up, then everything changes a bit. I kind of like that better. What are we thinking? Much better, yeah? I'm saying that to myself. So you guys just nod and say yes, much better. So again, I'm going to put the other stars kind of like, think of it as linking them together. So you're going to see that I'm just playing with it like that. And what I'm going to do to make sure that it doesn't move, foam adhesive. So a little bit of foam adhesive behind. It's just going to secure it in place. If you're not a fan of foam adhesive, then go ahead and just glue it straight onto the layout. Completely up to you. Okay. I know this is going to stay here. Remember the other one, it's the yellow one is going to be here. Because I actually might move the yellow one up here because I have more yellow. I might put the blue and red here. Yep. I like this here better. Again, let's get a glue dot. Okay. Let me see. What are you guys laughing about? What's a budget? Oh, God, don't ask. I know. Okay. There was a joke one time that, like, if you guys are familiar with Vicky Boutin, she's a good friend of mine. We work together. I work for her. We work, a lot together. One time she mentioned something as I'm like, oh, I said as a joke, I'm going to put it on my husband's credit card, which is our credit card. And somebody said, oh, you need to get a number. I said, that's the only number that I know by heart. Like anytime, like sometimes I'm like, oh, what's the telephone number? You know how you forget? My husband's credit card number is the only number that I know by heart. And he knows because he'll be like, I know social insurance numbers. Then all these things, passwords, sometimes you forget because you change, but the credit card number is the only number that I don't forget. I know you guys can think it's magical, but and we're going to secure the vellum stars right now. So that was the joke. And Vicky laughed because she said, oh, I said, that's the only number that in my sleep, I can, tell you what it is with the CVV at the back. So it's not just the front. I know the number at the back too. So I'm going to wait and make the executive decision and put the other star here. And star is going to sit right there. Okay. So our basis is set up. My title, I'm going to go ahead and glue it because I know it's going to stay there. So let me just move this because I think some of this got glued here. Okay, remember, I always keep like a little container at the bottom so I can throw my garbage. If not, I just sweep right after we finish the live. So no big deal. And you guys are laughing? Yeah, I know. There's so this. It's one of those numbers that you never forget. And like sometimes my husband laughs because we'll go somewhere and he'll be like, oh, or he'll be like, oh, Natalie, I need the credit card. Because we have like a little place where we keep, passwords and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, wait, let me close my eyes. This is the number. And you guys can laugh, but it's true. True fact. That's the one number that, and how much my kids weigh when, what time and how much they weigh when they were born. Those are the numbers that I will never forget. And I'm hoping, because don't forget, I speak Spanish on a regular basis. So sometimes I'm like, what's the word? Like exactly. I'm like, my husband will see me like that. He goes, oh my God, what's the word that you don't know? So if you ever see me do this, it's because I can't remember the name, not the name, but the translation of the word either to Spanish or to English. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. That's what happens when, you speak a second language at home full time, which is what we do. So I'm just, now that I have that secure, I want to make sure that, putting stuff here. And you see how I'm just hooking the stars? I'm making sure like, they connect two. So I might put another one here. Do I have green here? Yeah. So I'm going to kind of move it a bit more towards the bottom. Okay. This yellow one, I'm actually cluster it up here. Okay. And this green one, I'm going to put it in here. There's not that much space. I might go with the little ones up there. So I'm just going to kind of sheet a bit. So there we go. So you see how I'm keeping the horizontal line, but I'm going the zigzag loop that I always go for. Okay, so let's secure the stars. A little bit of foam adhesive. Not much. You want to make sure that I'm just putting the adhesive in the center so I can actually tuck things behind it. And we're almost done. So you're going to see it's an easy layout, fun layout, very masculine. And like I said, we're almost done. So let's see here. I'm gonna bring some of this green here, put it on top. And now all we have to do is embellish, like finish it embellishing this. Okay. So let's start with some of this hanging out, because this is pretty much what happens. So it's gonna be here. I thought about this, keeping it real will be up here nicely. See, yeah, I like that. Okay, so that's all we're gonna need for the chipboard frames. Let's get them out of the way. Let's go with this part here. Let's create the title actually. Let's finish the title. So here, my favorite place to be. So let's see. I thought about work, home office, be the title, but I'm thinking that I just might put home. Here, my favorite place to be. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put my title right here. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. So, okay. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, home. The word home. I'm just looking at how it looks like. Yeah, I like it here. Just because it's smaller, I can add more stuff onto this side, not on that side. So just fill in the words here. Okay, and the E's here. I might borrow the smaller letters because I think I need something small, not something as big. That's the piece. Let's see. No, let's change this. The H, I think I'm going to put work hours. So work is for now. So I'm just thinking of the title. That's the only thing I didn't think about. The title. So I'm looking at what it says there and it's not making sense. So again, just changing this. I'm talking to myself because I am thinking, okay, so there we go. Yeah, I like this better. Work. Because my son works, actually, you guys are gonna laugh, he has 2 jobs. One, he works for the bank, like I said, Paris Co-op, and he also works for okay, I know nothing about this. He lights me every day. NFT, which my version, the easy translation is an NFT is the modern day baseball card. Okay, so I'm loving this, how this turned out. Like I said, I had ideas, I have plans, but this is making, I'm loving this. So let's see. I'm doing just fine because, like I said, my son loves his little work office. I think I like it right here. Again, one of the advantages of working for me right now from here is that I can see the screen, what it looks like. And I like the fact that it actually becomes part of the layout right there. So I'm going to give it a little bit of foam adhesive behind it, just so it pops a little bit more. Maybe a little bit lower. I like that. So I'm going to kind of color block a little bit of what I'm adding right now. Okay, so it's not on the weekend. So I'm just looking at that. Hello, I am making the best of it. I already have some blue there. I need to add some green down here. So let's go into this little embellishment pack. And I put already hanging out there. So let's see, what do we have down here? I wish it was, no, I pulled some pictures that he was eating. I was like, I don't think it's a good thing. See this today, I'm go with the flow. I kind of like this here. Just because it brings some of the yellow, and again, I can put it here too because it brings some of the yellow. I like it better there. So let's secure it. Foam adhesive behind it. And let's secure that there. Okay. I know I need a little bit of, I need something green up down here. So let me look into this part here. I need something that sparks a little bit of this. This sparks joy. Yeah, that'd be my son. Just thinking that I might need to cut. Wait, this has enough green to pop it. Yep. I don't need to add lots of it. I just need to add some of the hint of green. So this yes works here. And I need something red here. So let's just see what we have here that I need something red. I'm thinking it has to be like kind of a circly thing because you see how I'm repeating the circle shape in the O. There's the dot here, the circle. So I'm actually pull it from the chila. Yep, it's right gonna be right there. Again, the format heat there. And we're pretty much done, guys. You see? Okay. Here, let's clean up. Okay, and now it's all gonna be about adding some of the enamel dots just to pop the colors. So yellow on yellow. Remember, small, medium, large. And one of the things I've learned is you never put your enamel dots as Mickey Mouse ears. Okay, so keep that in mind. So move them a little bit, small, medium, large, because you want to pop the colors. Okay, so we're gonna bring some of the green down here, just to make sure that this green pops down here. So no, I don't have a small one, so we're gonna have to. You can, and yes, guys, after I finish this, I am gonna watch Bridgerton. So don't tell me what happens. Okay, I'm finished today. You see, fun, quick, a little bit of blue here because I just want to make sure that I continue that look. And I'm staying away from the pink. And I'm just thinking that I need my lines of journal are going to be right here. I have, let me just find it. This is another one. I'm going to use a white cardstock. So I know this is happening February 2022. Okay, why is my pen not working? Okay. So I'll probably add my lines of journal right here. But that's about it. So what do we think? Fun, different color, something really, really, really nice. Like, you don't need to add flowers to document your sun. You can document your, every day with this collection. Again, this is live right now. I'm gonna lift it up so you can see it up close a little bit more. I might actually add like with the what's the name of the collection? I forgot. Happy Heart. You see, like I told you, I forget things, but not the credit card number. I probably add work from home just because I want something a little bit smaller. I don't want to be so big. If I go with the same font, it's gonna be too heavy, and I don't want it to be past this line. So, like I might do that outside of the camera. It needs to add a little bit more, but that's it. So I'm gonna lift it up so you see it. We're color blocking, like the embellishments, yellow, yellow, red and red, green and green. Simple, fun. You create your shaker elements, and actually the crystals do shake when you move them. Not as much. Don't overpack your crystals if you use that. So I'm gonna flip the camera so I can see you better, and then I'm gonna say my goodbyes. So give me 1 second so I don't look all shiny. Let me turn off this light and flip it. I'm sure until that Heather's gonna pick a winner. So let's see. I'm gonna have to yell so you guys can hear me. So let me find this here. And I'll add the picture of the finished project. Don't worry, I'll add it after so you guys can see it. I'm just trying to find myself. Here I am. So let me flip the camera. Hopefully I don't look super shiny when I flip it. There you go. And I do look shiny. Oh, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, as always said, if you guys want to see it again, I'm going to flip it for you guys to see it. Okay, so one last look until Heather picks a winner. There we go. So you're going to see it. And there we go. We have a winner now. That's Cynthia Green. Remember to email Leah at PinkFresh Studio. Give her a few days, for her to pick a winner. And then when she chooses a winner, she usually will email back the gift certificate. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to check the promotions for the weekend. Go to the shop. Like I said, everything that I use from the shop is linked in the comment section so you can find it. We make sure that everything is available before we use it. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to set your schedule for Monday at 8 o'clock. Well, 8 o'clock for me because I'm on Eastern time, but 7 o'clock Central time. The new release from PinkFresh Studio will go live, and it's a beautiful one. It's beautiful. So I hope to see you. And don't forget, keep an eye for also the Create and Connect from PinkFresh Studio, the scrapbooking event. It's going to be fun. And I'll see you there because I'll be there. As you guys are students, so it'll be fun. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Heather, for being the voice in the sky, and have a great weekend, everybody. I hope to see you soon. Take care, guys.